Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a very special video because I'm introducing my son for the first time on my channel, besides the labor and delivery video. And he's officially 1 month old, so I thought this would be a good time to do an update about me, my postpartum, and about him, and basically all that he's accomplished so far and how much he's grown, and what's been going on with us. So let's get into the video. So if you haven't seen my labor and delivery vlog, he was born August 6, 2025. He was 6 pounds and 12 ounces and 20 inches long. The beginning of my labor experience was just the worst. I had the worst contractions ever, but once I got the epidural, everything else went smoothly. So we had no complications, so that's good. The very first few days, once we were still in the hospital, they were the best. He latched on perfectly, like breastfeeding wise. He didn't cry. I wasn't, I had just had him, so like the newborn tiredness, it wasn't that bad because I was only like 2 days in. Now once we actually went home, that's when it was like a nightmare for me. I'll get more into the postpartum stuff in a bit, but I want to talk about his growth and where we're at right now with him. Let me actually introduce you guys to him. What am I doing? He's actually on his way to sleep right now, so I'm off this fast. But this is him. This is Dash. Oh, he's tired. This is the baby boy. He's 1 month and 3 days today. Say hi. Say hi, Dash. Mommy's boy. Say hi. There you go. Hi. Hi, everybody. Oh, you're so cute. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, say hi. He's so smart. If he sees like a camera, he will look at it. Say hi, everybody. Say, I'm tired. I don't want to be on this camera. Okay, I'm gonna let him sleep. Say bye-bye. And he's just like, he's grown so much. Like, I mean, like his facial features, his weight, his size, like it's so fast. It's like, it's insane. But yeah, he can hold his head up. He can, if I hold him, he'll stand up. Like his feet, his legs are really strong. He's very smart. Like, he listens to me and he'll track anything with his eyes. If I have like a phone in front of him, he'll track it with his eyes. He also has, I promise you, he has a personality. Like, I don't think anybody but me would notice because I'm with him 24/7. Like, there's not a time that I'm not with him. But he has a personality, and it's just the cutest thing ever. Like, and he has attitude as well. Like, he'll roll his eyes if he's like annoyed or something. Like, he'll make this exact face, and he'll be like, what are you doing in my face? Or if he doesn't want to be bothered or something, like. But he's so funny and he's so cute. His personality is so cute. But as he grows, I know it's gonna be more of a personality. Like, but I'm starting to see it a little bit, is what I'm saying. And he's just the cutest little thing ever. I just love him so much. As far as his routine goes right now, it took a while to get here. Let me say, it took about 3 weeks. But I do have him up during the day a lot so that he sleeps throughout the entire night. It's so funny because me and my mom were talking about it last night, and I was like, she was saying like, oh, like, do you have troubles with him up during the night? And I'm like, no, like, he sleeps through the night all the time. He never wakes up during the night and like stays up unless he'll eat and then go back to sleep. Last night he woke up at 5 a.m. and stayed up until 8 a.m. I just make the best of it. so I don't see it. I wasn't miserable. I was just tired, you know. But at least I'd rather be tired and hanging out with my baby, you know. Eating wise, I had a lot of trouble with breastfeeding, so I do give him bottles. I'm trying to get a routine of how I'm going to do breastfeeding and bottle feeding, like half and half or day and night, because I start practice in like another month and I want to kind of have that down and so that I know what I'm doing. But as of right now, he mostly gets bottles, but I try to do breastfeeding during the day so that I can get the hang of it, and I'm not doing it while I'm tired and trying to figure it out and get frustrated. You okay, baby? I have a huge milk supply. I use ice packs to try and slow it down because it's too much milk. I mean, I have bags of milk in the freezer and I just like, okay. And I'm tired of pumping every 2 hours. I just want that to be over with. I want it to like at least extend out some, you know. I'd rather pump like every 4 hours or something. But we also just moved, so it's been easier for me to be in a routine with a newborn in my own space and stuff. Because when we came home from the hospital, we were living in a house with a lot of people and it was just very chaotic. But now it's easier for me because I can establish a set routine in my own space and not have to worry about bothering somebody else or whatever. So now I'm going to talk about my experience like postpartum. When I first gave birth, once the epidural wore off, I was definitely in a lot of pain. I did get stitches, so sometimes I'll feel like my stitches. Then sometimes I'll feel like the tissue, the scar tissue in my stomach. It's just uncomfortable, or sometimes my body will just ache. It's weird. I have to take calcium because sometimes my bones will ache, like it'll feel like my bones are about to snap in half, like break. And I don't know what that's all about. Nobody told me about that, but it's getting better. Like, and then I'm gonna like take 1 more month to heal, and then I'm gonna start practicing. Well, that's my plan at least. So we'll see what happens. But I'll keep you guys updated. And then like the next part physically would be breastfeeding. The first couple weeks, I would say I had the worst experience possible breastfeeding. He latched on initially in the hospital. I did have abrasions after the first day, but they weren't like super duper painful. I didn't even really know what an abrasion was until the lactation lady came in and told me that I had an abrasion. And then for whatever reason, a doctor came in and gave me a bottle, and so I was bottle feeding him. They also gave me a pump, and they were like, oh, you have so much milk, just pump it out and then give it to him in a bottle. And I was just like, okay, sure. And I did that, and then I think it caused nipple confusion or something, but it kind of just messed everything up for me, and I wasn't aware of it because this is my first child and nobody told me anything about it, about nipple confusion or anything like that. And so then I had troubles latching him for the next 2 weeks. I only just started latching him like a week ago. He started latching again, and it's only because I'm using a nipple shield. I can still latch him without the nipple shield, but it's painful because I don't know how to get a deep latch successfully. It just caused me so much stress. Like I would cry every single time trying to latch him, and like people were like, well, just bottle feed him. But you know, there's a connection when you breastfeed. Like it's just a different, it's just something special that I wanted to be able to do. So I just kept trying. I would give myself breaks and let myself heal physically and mentally, and then I'll try again. And now I'm able to breastfeed him fine. It doesn't hurt or anything. I'll get sore, but it doesn't hurt. But the first 2 weeks were terrible. I saw 3 different lactation specialists and was still having trouble with it. But eventually I just figured it out because I didn't give up. I didn't want to I want to be able to breastfeed my son if I needed to. Even if I didn't want to do it, I want to be able to have that choice. So now I do breastfeeding and bottle feeding. I'm still trying to figure out like the whole pumping and stuff, because when I go back to practice, I can't be pumping every 2 hours. You know, I need to be able to go at least 4 hours without having to pump or breastfeed and without being engorged. So I'm just trying to figure that out without messing up my milk supply. I was really emotional after. Well, for one, I was really tired, but I was never like miserable. Like, I knew before I gave birth that I would be tired, and so I don't think the tiredness is that's never been a problem for me. Like, even today, like last night, I was up, but it wasn't like miserable for me. I was just tired. It was not having my own space the first couple weeks, and with trying to figure out how to breastfeed with that, I wasn't able to just, you know, have the privacy that I needed with everything. It was a lot for me. I just had a lot of anxiety when it came to him and making sure he was like alive, because, you know, you hear all the horror stories about SIDS, and, you know, just it's scary. But it was really bad at first. Like, I would just jump out of my sleep crying because I would be like, oh my gosh, I can't keep, like, I was stressing myself out so bad. My body, it went back immediately. I mean, I had him and I breastfed, and I think, you know, the breastfeeding causes your uterus to contract and shrink. It does cause like contractions as well, but because I had the real contractions, it wasn't nothing for me. So like, women will be like, oh my gosh, the contractions, like when you breastfeed, they're so bad. But I'm like, girl, did you feel the real contractions when you were in labor, or did you get the epidural right away? Because I didn't get the epidural right away. I was having those contractions for hours. Those little baby contractions when I was breastfeeding, they wasn't bad for me. So, but yeah, my body went right back into shape. A lot of women have trouble like adjusting to their new life because they just had, like, you know, this whole, they had a life and they had a routine. They were used to certain things. They were comfortable in that lifestyle. For me, I didn't have a life, okay? So this is my new life. Like, I didn't go out. I don't have a big friend group. Like, it's just school and track for me. This was exciting for me, and I don't miss, there's nothing like, oh, I miss my old life. No. There's nothing to miss. This is better. This is a new start. It's a new chapter. I have my first baby. Just moved into an apartment with Drew. Like, I don't know. There's nothing from my past life that's gonna make me like sad, like miss it over this. No. When I'm going places with him, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and if it would have been maybe 10 minutes to do something, triple it. It's now 30 minutes because you have to put him in a car seat. You have to make sure you have his diapers. You have to change him before you leave. And then if you take too long to leave, you have to change him again. And then he'll throw up. You have to feed him. Then you have to burp him. Then you have to change diaper again.
Dang, that's
Drew just came home and forgot my ice cream.
That's like good.
Well, Drew came home. We're gonna get ready to cook and stuff. So I'm gonna wrap this video up, but I will be doing more updates and stuff. But I'll just say this experience has been crazy so far, but I'm loving it. And I just can't wait to even see everything else that he does and how much more he grows and stuff. And yeah, but I'm doing good. I'm doing better. I don't have, you know, any bad postpartum depression or anything like that. So So yeah, just a little checkup real quick. But thank you guys for watching, and I will have more videos coming very soon.